All right. Well, fuck me. All right, we got this. Can I get that down a little? We'll go right there. There we go. All right. There I am. All right. Well, before the fire alarms went off. All right. No startup music for people now. So we're on chapter 5. Let's get. There we go. All right, chapter 5. Uh Quick rundown. We recruited all the people. We got a developer, we got a writer, we got an artist, and now we got a musician. So now we can start the game, but we're having an issue where we can't do this at the public library or the campus library because we're being too loud. And that's where we went to. And the co-ed, or they got non-co-ed dorm buildings. So boy and girl dorm buildings, and can't be in them after hours. So now we have the big issue of where do we go and where do we meet? So, okay, so that's where we're at now. So what now? Well, oh god, I forgot what I made Elliot's voice. Ah, we're gonna fuck around. We're not even gonna try it. Alright, I was hoping I'd be a bit more time to put it together. Remember I said I'd give me a week and prove my usefulness? Only literally every day when you open your mouth. Do I live in your mind rent free or something? Ironic, because I rarely think of you at all, even when you're right in front of me. Rebecca flips him the double middle finger. Anyways, I guess the time finally put my money where my mouth is. I've been putting together a little hangout or hang spot for us to be able to work at any time of the day. Whoa, it's like make a warehouse full of millions of dollars of state-of-the-art game design equipment? Raptor Jesus, no. Are you kidding? I mean, I put together at some expense to myself. I'm gonna need more. I'm gonna need to see more to give more. There we go. I'm wording good today. Needless to say, it'll fit our needs for the time being. I'll text you all the details tomorrow since it's getting late and I still have stuff to do. I'll leave adding Abigail, right? Adding her to the group chat. I'll leave you guys. Elliot walks away without so much as a goodbye to anyone, though Theo gives him an enthusiastic wave. See ya. Alright, who's texting me? After adding Abigail to group chat, we all stand around a bit longer discussing what little more we can do about the project. I personally feel like I'm about to pass out from sleep deprivation, and everyone else seems keen to head back to their dorms too, with Emily and Rebecca leaving together. Alright. There, we can have the music with it. Alright, Dev, you ready to head back? We can probably get some game time in for Elliot doing out stuff. Alright. Nah, man. I don't get how you're still standing, but I need to sleep desperately. Suit yourself. Just be sure to set your alarm for tomorrow or you'll regret it. I nod along and am about to follow him after him. God damn it. I nod along and am about to follow after him at a much slower pace when I realize it's just Abigail and I. Alright. Thanks. Thanks for giving this a shot. I mean, I know it can be hectic, but do you still think you could work with the others if your schedule allows it? Abigail tilts her head up, thinking. They're all quite eccentric, as you said. Emily is nice and a very good artist. And the others? Theo seems very passionate, but his friend Elliot has, as Rebecca said, a stick in his butt. Up his butt. But yeah, he can. He grows on you, though. And Rebecca, she can be fiery. Yeah, that's the way to put it. But what do you think of them as a group? I'm glad you asked me to come. They were all very nice considering I just showed up out of nowhere. I can't remember the last time I talked to so many people at once. Oh? Yes, I never had much of an opportunity growing up, and aside from today, I haven't spoken to many of my peers. We both jolt as our phone's ringer goes off again and she grimaces. Well, I suppose it's time to part ways. I'll see you tomorrow then. Yeah, see you then, Abigail. Good night, Dev. Her smile is a bit more crestfallen as she says that, and I watch as she walks away with her shoulders slumped. She almost looks as tired as I do. I turn and make my way to my dorm room. In spite of my own poor choice of sabotaging me, I had a fun day today too. And it only took a week to complete the team and lay out our next steps. With Elliot setting up a base of operations for us, I have a feeling things are about to be very busy. It's stressful, but it's unique and exciting kind of stress. I'm about to help design a video game with my new friends. I end up sleeping more soundly than I have in a long time. When I awaken, I find an early morning meeting request on the CCC app from Counselor Sam. I hope it isn't anything serious, because as far as I'm aware, things have been going really smoothly. I have enough time to laze about a bit longer after accepting the request, so I decide to give my head a quick shave. Smooth as butter, Jeff. At about 9:15, I exit the dorms and make my way to the admin building. Sam's door is open just like last time, so I walk right in. Oh yeah, I forgot about her. She looks up from her paperwork, noticeably more alert than our first meeting. Oh hey kid, you're a bit early. That's okay, right? Yeah, of course, take a seat. As I do, she begins digging around in one of her desk drawers and pulls out a can of soda and hands it towards me. I'm good. She simply shrugs and puts it back in the drawer. So, just wanted to touch base with you since it's been a little while. I've been settling in campus life. I think I got a good handle on things now. It was a bit of touch and go first, but college courses aren't all that different from high school. That's good to hear. About what I hear from most freshmen, anyhow. Did you ever end up calling your parents? Yeah, I guess that was bound to come up. Yeah, I did. Well, how'd it go? I don't even want to think about them right now. But if I was going to vent to someone, wouldn't it be the school counselor? Still, I don't want to open that wound just because it's their job to listen. Be open and honest. Grow. It didn't go well. Dad was drunk, Mom was passed out on the couch by the time I called. Damn, pardon so soon after the kid left the nest? Maybe, but they partied a lot even before that. Ah, gotcha. My old man was a drinker too. Oh, sorry to hear that. Forget about that kid. Just want you to know it doesn't have to define you. I sure try not to let it define me. Wasn't that bitch hungover the first time we met her? I see through you. Her reassurance rings just a bit hollow. There we go. Yeah. She had a hangover the last time I saw her. But she is more put together today, so maybe she does have a point. It's just, rough. They even promised they'd cut back as I left. Guess that was a bit of a lie, though. Addiction's a hard thing to beat. Doesn't mean they aren't trying. I should know, not exactly a beacon of virtue myself. Shouldn't take it personally. I'm sure they still love you. I recall how I hung up on Dad before he could even say as much. Yeah. Anyways, on to cheerier topics. What about your social life here at CCC? You ever commit to that group project you mentioned? Yeah, actually, we even got a real team to work on it. Really? Tell me about it. Well, aside from Theo who came up with it and will be on coding, we got his roommate Elliot doing something. Then I helped convince Theo's sister Rebecca to be our writer. Before that, I also asked her roommate Emily to be our artist. And most recently, my classmate Abigail agreed to offer her musical talents. Impressive. What team are you on? I don't know. I mean, I try to help with larger picture, take notes, keep everyone civil, but I really don't have a role. Well, whatever you're doing sounds like you're doing it well. I mean, convincing 3 girls, it's nothing like that. It just kind of all clicked is all. Just messing with you, kid. Sounds like you're leading your little war band pretty well. Hold on, I'm not the leader. We're a democracy. Or maybe having Elliot makes us an oligarchy? Whatever. Well, sometimes leading by example is more than enough, and besides, the best leaders are usually ones who didn't want power at all anyways. But moving on, any downsides to your new schedule here? Like what? Anything really. You've got a lot of good stuff going on, but I just want to make sure you aren't ignoring anything weighing on you. Well, I guess I still don't know what's next. Like, sure, we've got the game project now, but I don't know how it will shape up or work out at all. Plus, this is the biggest friend group I've had in a long time. I have no idea how to be a good friend, but what if they come to me with a problem? You take it as they come. People are complex, Dev. I can give you generic advice all day long. Hell, I can even give my take when it comes to specifics. But above all, everyone, especially college students, wants one thing. And that is to learn who they are and like the person they find. That doesn't sound that hard at all. Most people don't have to really grapple with who they are until they've changed. College is a big proving ground for that type of stuff. You're on your own for the first time in your life, facing plenty of challenges, meet new people when you're probably new your entire class from kindergarten to senior year. Sam must see the concern building on my face as she speaks. Take a deep breath, kid. Like I said, while it's not an easy thing to pin down, being a friend is just helping people be their best selves, regardless of what came before. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think I fully got it, but I'll keep it in mind. Unless you're honest, kid, but that's all I wanted to talk about. I'd like to check in every once in a while with you, so don't be afraid to walk on over if you need me first. That is any time from 6 a.m. to midnight, Monday through Friday. Gotta sleep sometime. I'll be sure to. Thanks for the talk, Sam. No problem, kid. See you later. Hooray. Counseling done. As I walk out of Sam's office and into the hall of the admin building, the words of wisdom still buzz in my head. Then I feel a very literal buzz in my pocket. Checking my phone, I see that Elliot texted the group chat and everyone else begins to respond. Everyone, meet me at the library. Elliot got us unbanned after all. Nope, just meet me there. Oh. Thumbs up. Abby is typing. I get out of my only class soon. We'll be there. Dang. I have class all day. Didn't you say you had no classes today? Fine. Don't be shitty, Becca. This better be good. It will be. Yep, on my way. I wonder if this has to do with the hangout spot Elliot mentioned. I mean, of course it has to, but why are we meeting at the library? Stepping outside, I admire the serene morning on campus today. Most days, I'd be cooped up in a classroom by now, but today is my free day of the week to get any extra work done. I guess today that means game development duties. Forgive me, Professor Neutron. More calculations must wait, like I need a reason to procrastinate on them anyways. As I arrive, Rebecca is rambling to Emily, who just nods along. Morning, you two. So good about... You didn't say good morning, did you? Nope, I didn't. I chuckle at that, with Emily shaking her head in amusement. I notice Emily has a sketchbook in her hand as she waves at me, which I reciprocate. Elliot here? Rebecca rolls her eyes with a groan. No. Prince Reddington has yet to grace us with his presence. Gotcha. I mean to ask, though, what exactly is your problem with him? She stares at me with a blank expression for a moment before quirking an eyebrow. Are you serious? I give a shrug. He just doesn't seem that bad to me at all. Okay, just give it some time. He's just so irritating. It's like he hates his family, but name drops himself all the time. That does line up with his disappointment when I and then Abby hadn't recognized his last name. Still, that hardly seems like a reason to hate a guy. And that's coming from someone that he left out in the cold on their first day on campus. Well, Theo likes him too. Rebecca merely grumbles at that, so I turn my attention to Emily. How about you, Emily? Any new drawings? Boom. Emily nods slowly before opening her sketchbook, but before I can view the pages she opens to, she frantically flips to another. Wait, what was that on the other page? She looks at me nervously, looking between me and the sketchbook before slowly turning the page back. My eyes row over a mosaic sketch. Each drawing is so varied from the other, with chibi animals alongside sword-wielding warriors. Still, they all look immaculate in their own right. Whoa. Why didn't you want me to see this page? Emily blows a hot puff of air from her nostrils before notating at the top of the page. Not very good. I tilt my head at that, scrutinizing the drawings more closely, but they still look fine. I just don't see it. They all look good to me. She purses her lips, either unwilling or unable to retort. She seemed so proud of her work before, I wonder what have changed since then. But before I can consider asking her outright, Abigail walks up to us. Good morning, everyone. Emily and I reciprocate her greeting, with Rebecca quick to jump on the opening. So good about it. She's such a tryhard sometimes. Well, it's quite sunny today, is it not? Rebecca narrows her eyes, wind clearly taken out of her sails with a genuine response. Yeah, sure, I guess. Where are Theo and Elliot? I don't know, probably on their way. How's your morning, Abigail? Very good, Dev. Thank you for asking. I just aced my biology exam and turned in an extra credit assignment. What? The semester just, started. You need extra credit? Well, no, but it couldn't hurt, right? Rebecca hums in response, but before anyone else can speak, we all hear Theo's voice. Look out below! Smash. We all narrowly look up just in time to spot a pink blur rocketing down. Theo gracefully stops from 1,000,000 miles an hour to 0 in the blink of an eye. Hey guys, how's tricks? The hell does that mean? It's a sand. Like, what's up or how's it going? Never heard it before. It's kind of old. Read it recently in a game I've been playing. Read it? Well, you've been playing a lot of visual novels or something? Dev, you honestly think the troglodyte who write those things are cultured enough to use highbrow phrase like how's tricks? Wait, aren't you a visual novel writer now? Are you just insulting yourself? Anyway, Theo, what the hell was that? Trying to show off for the gliding team? They're not going to let you back on, you know. So what you're saying is that I better keep practicing, right? Theodore Chase. Abigail suddenly chides with a stomp of her foot, making Theo look like a whipped pup. You shouldn't be doing that. It's so dangerous. And it may not just be you who gets hurt. Yeah, Theo, you might, hit someone. I know if Theo stops mid-sentence, sharing a knowing look with me. Point taken. Emily pokes several times before he realizes and looks at her. She gestures wildly across the quad and then shrugs. Sorry. I don't catch your drift. Emily sighs slightly before writing, holding up a note. Where'd you come from? Oh, the roof, of course. Theo points to the top of the library, several stories above us. What are you doing in the library in the first place? I thought we were banned. I wasn't in the library, Dev. I was technically on the library. Is that where you came from when... Why the hell were you dicking around on the roof of the library? Oh, because Elliot needs help carrying stuff, and I wanted to get some air before waiting for you guys. Just then, Elliot walks out of the building, flipping through some paperwork for noticing us. What took you all so long? You didn't tell us where we'd be meeting exactly. The library? Is there any other library on the campus I'm not aware of? I believe we thought it odd since we were banned last time we were here. There isn't any chance of getting back to my parents, is there? What? No, why would it? Never mind, doesn't matter. Well, no one's banned from this place, but we'll be setting up a new base of operations today. If everyone would take a box or two and follow me. Elliot gestures to a nearby pile of boxes sitting just outside the library. Some are big enough for me to fit in, while others tower stacked up to Emily's shoulders. Emily holds up a note, having to waggle it before Elliot for him to notice. What's in them? Materials. He quickly realizes how little that clarifies. Seriously, no need in going over the whole manifest. You'll see once we get him to our destination. With Elliot making that clear, we each start to grab as many boxes as we can. I personally take 2 large ones, maxing out my carrying potential with that alone. Rebecca, Theo, and Abigail all follow suit. After making it 20 or 4 feet, it looks like they're already struggling with their loads. Emily, be careful. You should only take... But instead she grabs 3 boxes, the same size as mine, 2 under one arm and a third atop a shoulder without a hint of exertion. She even snakes her tail around yet another box and carries that behind her. Never mind. I guess she subscribes to that whole no second trips adage. Second trips for pussies. Elliot carries a medium-sized box, glancing back now and then to advise caution with certain boxes. He leads us away from the campus, hand-waving any voice questions on where we're going. After several minutes of walking, we step off the concrete paths and head even further down the dirt trails lining the scattered sporting fields of CCC. A minute later, we are finally able to see our destination. It's a shack. Maybe it looks more impressive up close. As we all start to enter the clearing and get a good view for ourselves, it's obvious we're all thinking the same thing. That's a ruin. It's a sizable enough wooden shed, but it's marred by graffiti all along the exterior and has all of its windows bashed out. The door itself even hangs slightly ajar, clearly attached by a single rusted hinge. Having set down his load, Elliot emerges from the far side of the dilapidated building and gestures with open arms. As I promised, so I have delivered. Are you serious right now? You've delivered us a heap of shit. Now, Rebecca, it may not look like much, but I'm sure it's better on the inside. Thank you, Theo. I never said it would be perfect after all. Abigail's struggling. She's struggling. After a bit cleanup will be needed, of course. Come, let's take a closer look on the inside, shall we? Hell yeah, let's go. Something tells me I'm not gonna like this. We follow suit as Elliot leads the way and pushes the door aside, stepping in. My stomach churns, first at the sight, then at the smell. At least it has power. Refuse litters the floor so thickly it looks like a plastic shag carpet, and the graffiti is somehow even more plentiful and crass within the confined space. Numerous pieces of splintered and stained furniture lie here and there. Someone's a dick. Tom and Nami love. Boobies. Dick pic. Bunnies humping. Extra shack. Fun. We got beer bottles. There is a toilet in the corner too, but all the walls are completely gone. Gross. It reeks like my summer working at the local zoo, cleaning the reptile exhibits, but far more pungent within these stuffy confines. I have to suppress my impulse to gag and breathe through my mouth to stomach it further. A bit of cleanup, you say? Abigail looks positively mortified, and Elliot isn't far off as he eats crow of his poor wordings. Even with Emily's eyes obscured, I can tell they're wide with horror. And Rebecca struck speechless, with so much ammunition that she can't even decide how to mock the situation. Only Theo keeps his optimism and a net positive as he knocks on the walls and kicks trash around while inspecting their new digs. Well, hey, it could be worse, right? I want to be right there with him, but the more I see, the more my own morale sinks. The most prolific tag on the back of the wall reads Estrus Shack, causing me to scratch my head. What does that mean exactly? Abigail scrunches her face, holding a newly appeared handkerchief to the end of her snoot. I am just as confused, as this does not appear to be a medical clinic, right? Emily averts her gaze and Rebecca snickers to herself, but no one answers my question. Elliot pinches the bridge of his nose, hissing. If you don't know what it means, it's best to keep it that way, honestly, Dev. Alright. No point in trying to save face. I know it looks bad. But it's ours either way. Deal with the dean is already made and we'll be able to get internet and electricity from main campus. Theo suddenly claps his hands. Elliot's right, guys. Isn't all that much work for 6 people anyways. I don't think we're looking at the same thing, bro. Nah. It'd just be like cleaning our room back home. Rebecca seems like she's about to counter, but stops herself before settling with a deadpan stare. Clearly, the two situations couldn't be any different. We won't actually be touching anything, right? Oh, that reminds me. Follow me. Elliot leads us back outside, further highlighting just how accurate the shack's atmosphere was in comparison. These 3 boxes have cleaning and renovation supplies. We'll leave the others alone for now. We all plunge in the boxes, and Abigail nearly weeps with tears of joy when she finds a box of gloves and masks, donning them immediately. Elliot wasn't lying. There's just about every cleaning chemical I've ever seen. Trash bags and even a hazardous waste disposal box. I will sanitize everything. Multiple times. One of the boxes is filled to the brim with paint buckets, a plunger tube, and sheets of plywood for patching up any breaches. Emily takes a rare initiative, picking up the hammer and box of nails, gesturing to herself. You sure you want to handle minor repairs? Emily nods, as resolute as I've ever seen her. Probably do a lot of the same on your farm, right? She nods in agreement with a grin, leaving everyone else to claim their roles. Nice, I got trash duty. Guess I'll start tossing furniture out or something. I'll handle painting over the graffiti. I guess that leaves support. Just about covered everything else. Everyone seems to work immediately, leaving me as the odd man out. I'll probably only have time to help in a few different tasks, so I should lend a hand on what's most important. On the flip side, this could be time to build a dynamic with whoever I help. I'm already really close with Theo. Elliot might be a tougher nut to crack, but he's taking a backseat role to this whole thing, so that leaves the girls. I'm probably most comfortable with Abigail and wouldn't want the other 2 to feel like I'm ignoring them. I'm overthinking this. I think I'll just ask. Where? Oh no, I gotta help one person. I want to go all in on Abigail, though. No, she's doing her thing. And she already has a helicopter mom. She needs to do stuff herself. Rebecca's doing demo work. I see Emily in class. Theo's doing his thing. Alright, we'll go help Emily. Need any help, Rebecca? The Microraptor glares up at me as she squats before a crumbled crouch, claw hammer gripped in her claws. Do I look like I need help? Yeah? Well, I don't. Raptor, Jesus, Rebecca. She brings the hammer down hard onto the couch, crumpling sections of it. Yeah, smash it. Give it the Gallagher treatment. Rebecca continues, bringing blow after blow down onto the furniture, forcing me to raise my voice above the banging. What are you doing anyway? What's it look like? I'm breaking the stupid thing up because it's too fucking big. Why didn't you just ask me for help? Because I don't need help. Rebecca breaks away at the couch, cracking it into it with each word. I can do it myself. Going for the strongest swing of all, the hammer narrowly slips from Rebecca's fingers and sails through the thankfully already partially shattered window across from her. We both watch in horror as it flies right past Emily's head as the poor girl was about to poke her head inside, no doubt to see the source of commotion. Instead, she shakingly retracts her head with a frown, clearly frazzled by the near miss. Rebecca flops into a sitting position, burying her face in her knees as she groans. She's quiet for a beat before looking me in the eyes. Okay, fine, just say it. Say what exactly? I told you so, or that I'm a retard, or whatever. Hey, come on, I wouldn't say that. I mean, if you had to do it all on your own, breaking it up wasn't a bad idea. Just, maybe there's a better tool you could have used? Hey, here. But I'm here, so you don't have to do it alone. Seriously, you'd be helping me too. I have nothing to do. Rebecca considers my words for a minute before smirking at me. Alright, but only 'cause that sounded like groveling. Cool, so let's start with all the smaller stuff first. Yeah, if you're a coward. What? If we get all the big stuff out of the way first, we're basically done. I look around the trash surrounding us. Numerous other pieces of shattered furniture and garbage littering our path outside. But if we try to rush the big stuff, we'll just get hurt and probably be in the other's way. This sounds like a them problem. She seems pretty on 10 of this, despite its obvious pitfalls. Look, Rebecca. When you're like writing, do you start with the ending? Sometimes, yeah. Wait, what? Really? Yeah, it's a very common writing practice. Your point? Maybe not the smartest idea to put it in terms she's more familiar with than I am. Okay, well then. Oh. Would you rush a character arc just to show their flashy final moment? I mean, probably not, depending. Well, this is like that. We gotta get the small stuff out of the way, even if it sucks. Rebecca shifts side to side, mulling over my words. After a beat, she throws her head forward, groaning loudly. Ugh. You're not going to go stop whining at me to try your way, are you? I'd at least like to give it a shot. Fine. Stupid point taken. We'll try it your way. Thank you. Just, let's get it done already. Following that, Rebecca and I split up to focus on the objects too big for Theo to trash, but too small to consider tackling together. What was this place even used for? I'm finding everything from lamps to gutted mini fridges here. It isn't even any closer to campus than the dumpsters. When we finally have most of our path to the door cleared, Rebecca attempts to move the couch again with my help. With both of us bearing the weight and being careful in how we hold it, we're able to haul the anemously stained seating outdoors and all the way to the dumpsters. With one final heft, we toss it in wholesale. Another explosion of aromatic dust firing out into the air like a mushroom cloud. Probably just as deadly too. So we quickly head back to the shack. Alright, I can handle the rest without you. Gotcha, if you think so. Of course I think. She seems to catch her own outburst this time. Whatever, just thanks for the help. Don't make it sound too painful. Bite me. You're lucky I said it at all. Just so you know, you're better at hauling trash than making analogies. I just chuckle along before leaving her to discard the rest piece by piece. Sweeping the generous layer of dust from my jacket and swapping my gloves, I survey who still needs help. I think I'll ask. Fuckface is still on his phone. You know what? I think I'm going to help Theo. Because he's going to be doing a lot of hard shit. What? Alright. Cleaning up the floor will let everyone do their job much easier. Damn it, I should have started with that one. I walk up to Theo with a wave. Yo, Dev, what's up? I figured you get some help cleaning all this up. Thanks for thinking of me, Dev. I was gonna get all done super fast, but Becca told me, cut that shit out and stop being gross. What were you doing? He flexes his wings, beaming. I was gonna use my wings to scoop up the trash. I immediately see the sanitary problem, so apparent to Rebecca, yet seemingly lost on Theo. Well, let's just keep doing it the old-fashioned way then. Here, I'll help you. We can trade off scooping into the bag. Theo winks exaggeratedly at me. Good looking out, man. Well, let's get started. Theo, what's up? I cough and shake the box of gloves towards him, causing him to look at his bare hands. Right. Once Theo finally has his gloves on, we start making quick work of it. Lucky for us, there aren't any sharps among wrappers and other refuse, as well as a few things better left unmentioned. Theo and I trade off bags and scooping duty with each one we complete. As you expect, the more of the floor we clear, the easier it is for the others to work. Eventually, Theo points out how little left there is. I think we're good. You want to help someone else, Dev? You sure? Positive. Appreciate the help, but I'll start hauling bags to the dumpster. Looks like Elliot's already wrapping up the painting. Maybe see what the girls need? I give him a nod and refresh my gloves and considering where to help next. Alright, one more person. Looks like Elliot has things handled with the paint. Let's see which of the girls I can help. I think I'll ask... She's a scrubbing. Emily. You know what? Let's get some one-on-one with Emily. Yeah, let's get muscles. I head outside when I realize that's where Emily's headed earlier. I round out the left side of the shack and find her sitting and sketching, a bucket of tools beside her. Hey, Emily. Emily jolts as the realization she was caught, turning me with a guilty expression. I know she likes drawing, but this isn't exactly the best time for it. What you doing out here? Emily pulls up her sketchbook close to her chest, gesturing to the hammer and nails, plywood to nearby hole. Oh, that makes sense. Or, are you just sketching instead? Emily heaves a shaky sigh, lowering her head in shame. She points back to the shack before making a hammering gesture and then snapping an invisible stick between her hands. It takes a minute longer than it should to catch her drift. You don't want to break the shack? She sheepishly nods back. Well, if it makes you feel any better, there's no one in our group I trust more. And the sheer fact that this place is still standing means it's only up from here. Emily nods solemnly in agreement, still hesitant, but before picking up a hammer and sheet of plywood to begin patching the numerous holes along the exterior. Do you need any help from me? She tilts her head a moment before shaking it. Nothing at all? Emily seems to think again before nodding and swiveling her head to a nearby tube in the bucket, indicating to it. Picking it up seems to be a silicone sealant. What's this for? She uses one hand gesture, the shape of a lightning bolt, then taps the wall. Sorry, what? Emily seems to expect the lapse in communication, running her fingers along one of the gaps in the panel, and also pointing out a hairline fracture on the other one. Oh, sealing cracks. Was this like caulk? Emily makes a so-so gesture. Right, but it's kind of different. So I have fitted tubs before. So like this, I run a thin line of substance along the gaps as evenly as possible. Emily moves to my other side while I work, and I can hear her hammering all the while. When I finish, I catch her attention. Emily, like this? She brings her head back to inspect my work before she slowly shakes her head with a meh gesture. I didn't mess up, did I? She shakes her head, unable to come over to me and demonstrates as she holds up a sheet of plywood to the wall. Emily repeats the motion again in a far more rhythmic sway, pointing again to my handiwork. I snap my own forehead. Of course, right. I need to spread it now. She nods with a slight smile, and I finally get it. I use a gloved finger to smear and spread the sealant through the crack before stepping back to admire my handiwork. Emily nods in approval, greenlighting me to continue that across the interior and exterior of the shack as she continues her own task. I hear her hammering the entire time, each bang of the hammer lightly reverberating across the shack. There's something special about working with your hands, whether it is to bake a perfect quiche or to seal up cracks in a construction project. Crap. Should I have made something for this big milestone? Oh well, I'll have to whip something up for everyone later. Oh yeah, because I picked culinary art school. I'm a chef. Once I've reached a satisfactory level of quality, I head back to Emily, who's made her way inside at this point. Hey, just finished up as far as I can tell. Emily nods without looking back at me. She's busy hammering a plywood panel in place over the last broken window. What's that for? She makes a back and forth motion with her hand indicating something entering the window before wagging her finger. I was never good at charades. Bugs? Do you mean bugs? She nods happily at me for getting back right at it. I don't get it. What about bugs? As soon as it escaped my lips, I slapped my mouth. Scratch that. Good thinking, Emily. For some reason, she looks a bit dejected as she continues to hammer away. What's wrong? Emily mutely sighs before gesturing all around and then pointing upwards with a thumb. I, of course, following her pointing, but then find the roof surprisingly intact and without issue. Well, the roof is fine. But some roof beams have seen better days. That doesn't look good. She shakes her head with a frown. Wait, is she sad she isn't doing more? I mean, it's a kind of an impossible task we fully repair this place in just one day. You're doing great, Emily. I mean, look at me. I can barely use that tube, and here you are trying to fix everything. She purses her lips, still clearly disappointed. No one's expecting you to turn this place into a mansion. You're doing great. And who knows? Maybe we can scrounge together the resources to actually trick this place out. Her frown disappears and she shrugs in response. Aw, come on. It's more exciting than that. Are you saying you don't want to be a part of Emily's extreme shed makeover? I can't see her eyes, but she moves her head in an exaggerated eye roll. Still, she's smiling genuinely now. Anything else I can do, Foreman? Emily swivels around the shack before returning to shake her head. Alright, let me know if that changes. I may not be handy, but I do have hands. She mutely chortles before turning to the test. The wall beams and hammer and nails were needed for stability. We're making surprising progress. Not too long ago, this place was a verifiable garbage dump, but now we can actually see the floor and the walls are decidedly inoffensive again. Elliot has us move the boxes inside once there's enough room for them, though he forbids us to dig through them until the place is clean enough to eat off of. After cleaning for a bit longer, we all hear a group approaching. Don't even recognize this place. Guess we overdid this a beer, huh? Yeah, but for time to get blit. 3 Surians walk into the open shack and everyone freezes when they see each other. Asked, oh shit, they're still here. Quick, give them beer. I mean, really, there's like 6 of these fucks. Who are these douchebags? Theo steps forward immediately to welcome them. Sup, guys? No. Looks like you already did, man. Honestly, yeah. Didn't think the fuck shack could ever look this good. What do you guys like? The Enviro Metal Cleanup Club? Do you mean Environmental Cleanup Club? Yeah, that thing. Not exactly. The trio looks over to me in surprise, each murmuring something about an actual human. Only then does the stench of alcohol hit me. It's like back home, Dev. Smell that shit a mile away. Family memories. I see now that one of them is carrying a bag full of booze, and all of them look at least several beers deep already. Look, fellas, this shag's been given us to by the dean. What is this guy saying? He's saying the fuck off without telling you to fuck off. Shut the fuck up, shorty. Who asked you? I don't need a permission of some arrogant douchebag to speak up, asshole. Is this all a misunderstanding, is it not? Emily bounces up and down on the balls of her feet nervously. Look, you don't get to steal our hangout spot because you cleaned it up. We sure as hell didn't ask you to. Hey, we should all calm down, yeah? Look, like Elliot said, the dean gave... Bullshit, he did, and who cares? We're all gonna get fucked up instead, eh? You mean... Where's the slutty sorority girl gonna go now to to get a train ran on her now? You wanna say that a little closer to my face, you little midget? What is a train run? I see which one of you is the token special ed member of the group now. Might have some crayons laying around here if you're looking for a little something snack on. Rebecca, I think this is all a misunderstanding. I do not see what a mass Guys, come on. It's getting a little tense. Why don't we just go outside so we can all talk? The bully throws their hands out in an instant, knocking an unprepared Theo back. He staggers for a moment for colliding with a table and knocking a wave of trash onto the floor. Theo stands up uninjured, but Rebecca had already crouched down ready to charge. Ah, bro, look out. Get him, Rebecca. Rebecca storms towards one of the intruders who easily holds her back with a single hand. This little fucking gremlin's trying to come at me or something. Okay, everyone, we ain't gotta get the fuck out of here now. At this point, Emily steps up and places a hand on Rebecca's shoulder. The Microraptor still visibly foaming at the mouth, but takes a step back. Only for the tarot intruder to step up in her place. Would I insult your girlfriend or something? Back the fuck up, dude. Stranger tries to shove Emily and remains perfectly in place as she goes flying backward from her own force. What the fuck? Wait a second. I know that fucking chick. That's a chick. Yeah, she was in my math class last semester. She's like retarded or something. Emily's face falls at the insult and Abigail suddenly steps up full of indignant rage. Now look here. Even if my friend was learning disabled, you have no reason of right to mock them for it. What would your mothers think if they saw you doing this? How do you know I didn't learn this from her? Maybe you should just quiet down. He crowds her, forcing her to back up, evaporating all the defiance instantly. Hey, that's enough. Holy shit, it actually talks. Their combined laughter saps all my courage, and I find it impossible to follow up. You all leave now. You may have cleaned this place up, but I still think we need some changes. She reels up a leg and sending it through the thin plywood covering one of the windows. What are you doing, dude? Making ventilation. What's it look like? At this point, crayon-munching intruder has produced a black spray paint can out of nowhere and begins spraying looping lines across every wall. Fucking scaleback ooh, that's a bad one. Rebecca jumps at the one with alcohol in hand, causing him to stumble back just out of her claw range and drops it. Glass bottles shatter and send the glittering shards across the entire floor as the liquid quickly pulls outward. That's fucking it. He quickly rears back his fist to throw. I'm not sure even he knows where he's aiming, but Emily catches his wrist easily, arresting it in place. He tries and fails to wrestle his forearm free. Let me go before you break something, short buzz. Emily frowns deeply but releases him. He stumbles backwards several steps, rubbing his wrist. Suddenly, an ear-piercing whistle rips through the shed. All eyes turn to Elliot as he removes his fingers from his mouth. You should all leave now if you value your futures. What? I think he's gonna tattle on us. Oh no, are you gonna tell the janitor on us something? Ooh, maybe campus security guards. Holy shit, he's gonna get the dean the skull fuck you retards. Bullshit he is. Fuck you, it's gonna be your words against ours. Rebecca backs off, finally pointing to Elliot. Do you know who that is, dipshits? Rebecca. That's Elliot Reddington. In a surprise twist of events, all tension in the room instantly slackens. Bullshit. Elliot sighs harshly before turning and setting his steely gaze on the group. You heard her, didn't you? You know what? Actually, you clearly aren't worth talking this through with. Elliot presents his phone and rings a contact, flipping it over to reel it to the trio's CCC Dean. The aggressors instantly start whispering amongst one another. He's gotta be bluffing, he doesn't even know our names. Shit. It sure doesn't fucking look like he's faking it. I'm not sure of the risk, you assholes, later. I'm about to graduate, my daddy would kill me if he fucked up now. I'm not taking the chance. Each of them ranges in embarrassment as they prepare to depart. Alright, fine, keep the fucking place. Let's leave them to their orgy already. Okay, but they're like fucking seniors. Why are you still even on fucking campus by the time you're seniors? You're usually off campus doing your own fucking thing in your own house. Ah. College isn't high school. Okay. It's more weird you're still on campus getting drunk in private than off campus. Oh fuck, now we gotta go get more beer too, man. And just as quickly as they appeared, they skitter away. The dean must have finally picked up because Elliot turns away whispering. Good afternoon, sir. Sorry I didn't mean to call you. Well, actually, I should have addressed something with you when you have the time. Yes, it's about the shack in a way. Yes, goodbye. I have to brace myself with my hands on my knees once the threat is gone. They quickly depart. The quickly departing adrenaline leaves me lightheaded and my heart racing. The others don't look too much better. Abigail looks like she's about to cry. No, not Abby. Emily is focused straight down on the floor, and Rebecca falls into a sitting position and buries her face in her knees. Then there's Theo, who looks like he's on the verge of upending his lunch. Theo, are you alright? Rebecca, are you okay? They didn't hurt you, did they? I'm fine. I think I'm gonna go back to the dorms. Come on, Emily. Wait, but we're so close to finishing. Not anymore, Dev. Everyone looks at the mess the three rabble-rousers made and everyone else we still had to do through a new lens. Perhaps this was a bad idea. We should try again another day. The girls all want to call it a night. Elliot has his hands on his hips, exhaling angrily in one of the corners. Theo seems stunned by the whole experience. It feels like if we finish off on this note, no one will have the heart to continue at all. But I have nothing. That sucked. But it doesn't mean we should just throw in the towel. Why don't we... Guys, this is a setback, sure, but look around. We're almost done. Are you about to quit right at the finish line? Not to sound cliche, but are you really going to give up now? I mean, how different would it be if Gorgeosaurus Washington didn't choose to cross the Delaware? The Castian forces wouldn't be able to muster greater defense. Well, yeah. Yeah, I think me and history don't really get along. I meant more like the big picture. Look, we have a real chance to make something cool. Shouldn't we at least try? Even if a few of the people who play games are anything like those assholes, maybe not. Out of the corner of my eyes, I see Emily slowly nodding in a sad agreement. Theo runs out of words of inspiration, darting worried eyes between all of us, finally landing on me. Dev, you agree with me, right? You can't just give up. You said you want to see this through, even after you knew my track record. It's true, I want to see this through, and we're so close. Finishing the cleanup is the easiest part, but all that stands in the way is the mental hurdle before us. What can I even say to that at a time like this? We continue to get the recognition we deserve. We continue for ourselves. We continue to show that we can. I like the first one. Everyone in here has their little issues, and we all need to prove to ourselves. The last one's dumb. That's just selfish. It's one or two. We're going with one. Theo's right. I mean, screw those guys. They were just a bunch of jerks that wanted the place to do things in. What would it say about us if we let anything they did affect us? Scratch that. Let what anyone says affect us. We have to get back up and keep trying to prove that we can. That anyone who says we should give up is wrong. Hell yeah. They're the ones who's retarded. I would not use that word. Then I'll use it for all of us. What if we can't do it? Then we keep getting back up until we do. Failure in small part is to be expected on something this ambitious. I'm with Dev on this one. I'm not very used to failure. Oh, don't worry. You got a pro on that. Abigail chuckles lightly as Theo and just thumbs up towards his own chest. Well, I would like to prove that I can do it. That's the spirit. Dev's right on the money. As long as we keep trying, we'll show everyone that what we're made of. I just want to see one of Theo's projects actually be realized. I could care less about the why. Yeah. Despite my best efforts with the speech, the attack weighs heavily on everyone. Elliot also seems to note this a few minutes, pulling out his phone and calling for everyone's attention. First things first, we should all get something to eat. What do we want to get? I could eat anything right about now. How should I send you my portion? Elliot looks at me with a mix of insult and confusion. What? No, it's my treat. So what does everyone want? I fight back my urge to force what I owe onto him. I guess it's only natural, since he's bankrolled everyone else so far. Ideas? I would punt a toddler for a nice pizza right now. I start to chuckle before I realize nobody else is laughing alongside. But not actually, right? Lucky for us, there are no toddlers here to test me. Yeah, it's the closest thing we have, but he's also a pain. Yeah, you're welcome, even though you're the midget here. What was that? Emily interrupts to hold up a sketch of herself hugging a sub sandwich as tall as her. Alright, that's adorable. Sandwiches? There's a place near campus. I haven't had a chance to see what's around, but I wanted to try something new. There's a couple of oddities around town, like a Vietnamese. Oh yes, that sounds interesting. That's my choice. Wait. What's the place we ordered from last week, Elliot? Which one? You know, the one with the good food. Theo, I don't go out of my way to order places with bad food. Oh, I remember, the Chinese place. One with pot stickers. Oh, fuck. My eyes bulge out of my head the mention of the debacle. Not again. Please, not again. Right. Okay. So it's time between pizza, sandwiches, Vietnamese, or Chinese food. You don't have a preference? Not really. It's better all you decide anyways. Looks like that leaves me to be a tiebreaker. Oh, shit. Fuck. No, they're making me pick. I'm a save. Boom. No, I'm not trying to bang you, Theo, so your choice doesn't count. The concept of everyone being able to get their own sandwich sounds about fair. Sandwiches are probably the best option. We can each get what we want. Rebecca groans dramatically. The Urbies are just gonna get like grass on a bun or something. Not at all, Rebecca. I, for one, intend to get a vegan footlong with kale and spinach, dates, and a balsamic fig glaze for toppings. You wouldn't call that a grass on a bun, would you? No, I wouldn't. At best, that's a salad on a bun. Same shit, though. Well, there's no accounting for taste. This salad does sound good right now. I'm kind of with Beck on this one. I was gonna go triple meat cheese steak, hold the cheese and the bread. Theo, I'm not buying you steak in bulk from a damn sandwich shop. Fine, fine, I'm just gonna toss the bread. No, you won't. I'll eat it, damn it. Thanks, bro. Always count on you. Being the only one decided, I end up choosing meatball sub. Not long afterwards, the delivery driver shows up, bags in hand. Order for Elliot Reddington. Yeah, that's me. Elliot takes the bags in hand. Appreciate the quick delivery. No problem, Mr. Reddington. Appreciate the generous tip. Elliot rolls his eyes as the driver takes his leave before turning back. After my very first bite, a meatball projectiles onto the end of my sandwich and coats my pants in marinara. Damn it. First time eating. Emily looks around wildly, which makes me realize that the meatball vanished. Surely enough, after wiping my pants, I can't find nor hair of the offending meatball. Oh, Dev. Abigail suddenly remembering reaching into her bag and producing a wet wipe. Instantly, in an instant, she's upon me, scrubbing the stain on my thighs. Abigail? Yes, Dev. I can wipe it myself. Embarrassment finally sets in on her, and she flushes and she mutely hands the wipe over with a nod. Be sure to use the stain stick, wash as soon as possible. Right, I definitely have one of those. Man, Abigail really is prepared for everything. Theo, you didn't. Then what? I look over to Theo, mid-chew, with a dribble of marinara running down his mouth. Aw, you meatball-stealing piece of shit. Emily binds one hand like a mouse snatching her fist before it can touch the ground. I have no idea what you're getting at, and frankly, I'm offended. Oh yeah? Where'd you get the red sauce on your face then, huh? Theo wipes his face before inspecting the napkin. Must have bit my tongue or something. Theo? You know, I'm cool if you ate the meatball, right? Alright, I see this is safe space. In that case, yes. I caught on the rebound off your leg. I knew it. We all share a laugh after that, with everyone wishing we had an instant replay. As we all finish off our lunch, the group devolves into small talk. I was thinking if we continue, maybe we should invest in an air conditioner and space heater. I could probably help pay for one. Don't worry about it. You guys just focusing on making a list of what we need after today and I'll get it. You sure, man? Yeah, I mean, you've already spent a lot to get us here. Elliot waves both of us. Consider it my contribution to the project. I'll handle what everyone else can't. But it's securing like this shack or getting you what you need to do your jobs. I'm not literally made of money like some think though, so we all have to be purposeful with what we need. A drawing tablet? Already taken care of. Figured that was a given. Emily bobs her head back and forth, smiling at the thought. I may need a few pieces of audio equipment, if that's alright with you. Make a list of what's absolutely needed, and I'll trust your judgment. Rebecca, is there anything? Bitch, there's literally nothing you could buy that's better than the monster I already have. Tell him, Dev. Tell him what? I remember what your computer specs are. Becca, you know you already announced the 80 series of graphics cards, right? What? Theo takes her momentary surprise as an opportunity to interject himself. What about a foosball table? Theo, thinking of necessities right now? What if I need to blow off some steam by crashing one of you at foosball? First of all, that's what you think will happen. Second, Elia's right. With a welcome surprise, thank you, Rebecca. Clearly, we need at least 3 different themed pinball sets. Emily springs to life, waving her hands excitedly before pulling out her phone and displaying a bunch of stuffed animals with foreign names as their recommendation. Oh, what about a karaoke machine? You all lost your minds. Oh, I thought we were... Never mind, my apologies. It's fine. I'll consider some of those, maybe, but probably not. But for the time, though, think hard about what you can't work without, and I'll get it for you ASAP. From there, we all spitball much more reasonable ideas to flesh out the workspace. It's good to hear that everyone is far more or less on board with trying it out. Stuff like a whiteboard for brainstorming, coat rack for when the temperature drops, and sensible stuff. Like a kegerator, an open bar, an ice machine, a Margaritaville machine. We run out of ideas. We quickly devolve into talking, then complaining about our classes. Then the conversation quickly shifts to more personal stuff of our lives before the Triple C. I had a great time in high school. I was on the varsity gliding team back then. So much fun. Then, unsurprising, I don't think Theo's capable of having a bad time. On the other hand, Rebecca has the hardline opposite opinion. Nah, high school sucked. Everyone had a stick up their ass and it was boring as hell. Went to a small school in the countryside. Only a couple hundred students. What was that like? I get that. My graduating class only had 98 kids. We didn't even have 100. Emily starts writing, but quickly stops and pauses before resuming. Difficult. Hard to talk to people. I can imagine. How did you manage back then? Notes still? Vocalizer helps me speak. Don't like it. Oh, makes sense, I guess. Oh, does she use one of those, like, smokers who had the tracheotomy or whatever the fuck, and they have to use the little robot thingy? Standard high school experience for me. Golden toilets and caviar for lunch, Richie Rich. I went to public school, Rebecca. She shrugs. Then I guess you ruled that place. Not exactly, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, nothing interesting. Abigail sighs. Still is probably much more interesting in my schooling. My siblings and I were all homeschooled. I am impressed by my parents' ability to raise 14... Jesus Christ. Wrecked pussy. Alright. Emily immediately spit takes from her water bottle, and everyone else isn't that far off. Holy shit. Did your parents ever learn how to use a condom? Rebecca. What? We're all thinking it. I suppose I never thought of it as odd. It was just how things were. It's quite an adjustment being away from them all now, though. Oh my god, is she a Mormon Finnish girl? Counselor Sam's words rang in my head again. Are you homesick? I am homesick of certain things. Others it is nice to be away from. What about you, Dev? Well, my own home life is a can of worms I don't want to open up and bring everyone down with. Best to keep it light. You know, pretty standard high school experience. More than anything, I just had a lot of jobs. Like pig farmer? What? Dev told you he was a pig farmer and you didn't immediately tell me? I wasn't a pig farmer. I was a farmhand that had an unfortunate run-in with a pig. That's terrible. They're quite scary creatures. They'll eat people whole, you know. Everything but the teeth. I'm aware. Oh, come on. You're scaring Dev. What other jobs you have, man? Honestly, name a job that doesn't require a degree and I probably had it. Boatswain. Weird pull, but sort of. I did help out in a fishing trawling one summer. Cool. Paralegal. That's just mainly secretarial duties. Was nice while it lasted. Really? Did you ever help in a musical production? Only the stuff that didn't involve real talent, mainly hauling dozens of instrument cases and other set-up musical halls. Got one, best boy. He's pretty cool, Beaks, but best. Besides, you made that up. No, I worked as a key grip assistant on a film set before. Really? Anything famous? Not unless you were fans of small town and anti-drunk driving commercials. Why so many jobs? Elliot asked proddingly, eyeing me with sudden suspicion as if calling into question my commitment to the game. I considered lying or stretching the truth for a moment, but everyone else has been pretty open. My family was never very well off, so I had to pitch in, and holding a job while I was in school was difficult. Oh, I think I understand. That seems to satisfy Elliot, who eases off after that, letting conversation flow easily again. Mom and Dad drinking away the paycheck, and you had to work to pay rent. Things take a turn for the laid back after that, with each of us regaling the others with fun stories of growing up. Rebecca almost jumps down Theo's throat several times when he starts sharing too much about shows she was obsessed with, forcing her to counter with embarrassing anecdotes about him. I didn't even know you dislocate a wing like that. Emily shares the numerous pictures she has of animals back on her farm, including one precocious rooster named Geraldo. I can easily say is my favorite. Apparently, she even has a pet iguana named Susie. A lot more time is spent oogling creatures of the little cutie in her terrarium alongside a plethora of sketches. Abigail is sure to share more factoids of her homeland in Finland, interspersing tales of her parents, siblings, and of their own more impressive musical feats. I never met someone that was good enough to have played in professional music hall. Eventually, though, Elliot stands up and claps his hands. Alright, we still have work to do. Everyone that wants to help can stay. I know I will be, but I won't force anyone. I'll stay too, obviously, can't leave my homie hanging. I look at the girls, all of them wanted to leave, but not too long ago, and I really don't blame them. I just hope it doesn't sour how we move forward. Alright, I guess we'll see you all tomorrow. Oh, please, you'd love to kick me out, wouldn't you? Well, I'm sticking around. Sorry, come again. What now? You're excused. Emily taps her chest while fervently nodding her head. I agree with Rebecca and Emily. It is like you said, Dev. We just have to get back up and try again. I reflexively smile, knowing that despite the shake-up, everyone is still willing to give it all their all. Alright, let's get back to work. Yeah, with any luck, we can start designing the game tonight. Don't get ahead of yourself, Theo. First, let's fix what was messed up and we'll go from there. After that, we all begin our tasks again and with renewed drive. Elliot paints over the black spray paint at a blinding pace. Emily has another plywood board in place over the window in no time, and Theo, Rebecca, and I clean up the shattered glass while Abigail follows in our wake with cleaning chemicals. Elliot even has Emily outfit the door with fortified hinges and a deadbolt knob. Soon enough, we're back at the point where we just been before the intrusion. But there's still daylight, and no one seems willing to leave quite yet. Suddenly, Elliot pales as he looks towards the boxes towards the rear of the shack. Aw, crap. They didn't touch any of these earlier, did they? Let's win them, El. Elliot opens up the rummages through one of the boxes for a sigh and relief. Take a look for yourselves. Peering into box after box, we all see PC towers, monitors, and other technology necessary for game development. Emily hops up and down, accidentally bumping some of the rafters with her neck when she sees a pristine top-of-the-line drawing tablet. As promised, whatever you need to work, I can get, within reason. Each of you just text me anything else you need within the next week while I get the general stuff for the office. This is all too much. Thanks, Elliot. Elliot merely shrugs in response. But where are we actually going to work? Well, he opens another box filled to the brim with IKEA. Yeah, I see what you did there. We still have to put these together, but I figured, woo, hell yeah, I'm building mine right now. Isn't it getting a little late? Aw, does your guy have bedtime? I do. 8 hours of sleep is essential for one's academic success. But this is the last thing, is it not? I would not oppose to staying a bit longer to help. Emily nods in agreement, and Rebecca begins helping her brother build his desk, sans instructions. Elliot just shrugs, accepting the unaccepted drive to push even further. Defying the low mood from before, everyone pulls together for the second technically third time today, to build IKEA furniture in mass. Unlike the driven focus from before, though, we're all able to converse and share more laughs as we struggle to comprehend the Swedish designs, and Abigail periodically promotes Finnish craftsmanship for any future product purchases. Patriotically, damn it, I got it that time. Patriotically promotes Finnish craftsmanship. Yes, do it. I have to take a moment just to appreciate it. I never could have expected any of this to happen, but especially not after the low point of today. Sitting around and laughing is the last way I expected this day to end. We end up finishing most of the desks when Emily points to her phone and display the time. 9:47. Not too off from what it is right now. The look on everybody's face seems to be in agreement. We're tired and just ready to turn in for the night, a deep feeling of satisfaction shared between all of us. Oh my, it's almost my bedtime. I still have to brush my teeth. Saving time for your warm milk, princess? Oh no, I'm only allowed to have milk on the weekends. That kills Rebecca's smirk, just leaving her befuddled. Well, I suppose we did get more done today than expected. It'll still be a few days for the fiber drop to be made to this place. After a few minutes of tidying up, Elliot leads us all outside, locking the door before handing a key to each of us. In agreement to the Dean of the Triple C, the facility is open 24/7 at our discretion. We officially have a base of operations. Emily holds up a sketch she had been working on earlier of all of us lifting Happy Elliot up with a thank you, Elliot, underneath. It's nothing. He's right. Don't let it get to his head. Rude. But seriously, all I ask now is that you guys stay the course and ask me for help when needed. I am still worried this may conflict with my classes, but I'll try my hardest as thanks to you, Elliot. 100%, man. We're basically set. How much harder can it be now? Developing a game from conceptual start to real-world finish? Guess it's a little. It's nothing. After we went through today. Theo throws his wings around Elliot and I, admiring her handiwork. I hear a few chuckles from the girls at Theo's displays of physical affection. He isn't wrong. We turned a destitute hookup spot to an actual development office. Even if there's more work to do, we did something amazing. Everyone parts shortly after that, bidding each other goodnight, but I catch Elliot just as he splits off from the route to the dorms. Hey, Elliot. Yeah, Dev? It's just... What are you doing about those guys that harassed us earlier? Elliot sighs, clearly just as troubled by the situation. I'll talk to the dean about them. I practically have to, thanks to Rebecca, in more ways than one. I just don't want anyone expelled regardless of how they acted. Me either, if I'm honest, but don't worry about it. I'll be careful. They'll just need to know that Elliot Reddington wasn't a bluff. I fear they may come back if I don't. That same sour expression overtakes his face as he says his name. Why didn't you just say that to them to begin with? Drop it, Dev. I just don't like using it to control people. I seem to remember you making a big deal out of it when we met. I did? Of course I did. Slip of the tongue. I'm Elliot. Just Elliot. No, you're Elliot, my friend. He seems a bit taken aback at that before hurriedly turning to leave. You too, Dev. Really? He's about to cry. Really, but just forget it and good night. Night, Elliot. He doesn't like coasting on his parents' success. And he knows he's a little spoiled. And he's trying to change. And we'll be there to help him with that change. I head back towards the dorms. The sun now long since set. Or in his desperation to clear his name from his parents and prove that he's worthy of the family name, he fucks us and tries to steal the game, and it's like Grandma's boy. I feel exhausted and wired at the same time. Like, despite the toll of the day's events on my body, my mind is as sharp as ever. I'm hoping that tonight isn't another sleepless night. Part of me immediately starts worrying. After all, the group nearly broke over something unrelated to the game entirely. What will happen if we run into real issues? For all my big talk, I still don't know what I'll be offering to the project. In matters of coding and artistry, I'm outclassed. I can't buy any stuff like Elliot. So that just leaves, what, an idea guy? Actually, like, delegating tasks with this many people is actually very important. If I won't be hitting the hay immediately, maybe I can at least use the time more game brainstorming. It can't offer much, so I may as well do what I can. Bitch, you're gonna go to bed. Is that the end? Yeah. Nice. That was a good chapter. I like that one. Yeah. They made us pick, though. We actually had choices. Hopefully they don't reflect later. Anywho, that was fun. Can't wait to see how it continues to develop. It's been a lot of fun playing it so far. So go support the people. Go support their Twitter, their Patreon, all that. Devlog, a postmodern college experience. All their stuff's right here. You can just type it in their search Google. Good work, guys. Have a good night.